Hello, what's up? And how are you doing, everyone? And say hello to, well, the one and only, that's actually two of them. Pedro, hi. Oh no, I lost Pedro. Just when I was about to introduce you to this call. Hey
Hey
Pedro, can
guys.
you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Since
It's
we
fine.
have a little bit of a lag. But
Yeah.
hi everyone, and it's funny that this was already brought. Oh, not this one. Hi Adrian is also a good thing to bring up, but bringing up Realm, we'll talk about that. I hope. Well, I guess I'm sure. But first of all, how's everyone doing? How's everyone doing? How are you doing, Pedro? How
I'm
you're
doing great.
dealing with the?
That's not that bad here by the coast is a bit less. But yeah, starting to get warm. Starting to be nice and to get into the beach at the weekends. So great time. Summer
Like,
is finally here.
yeah, it's and Enzi is bringing us up day for white t-shirts. Obviously, if it's very hot and sunny, then you might want to consider wearing white. But also,
You're
is that a wombat t-shirt?
yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm wearing the same. It's just so
Yeah.
unfortunate that nobody can see
Yeah.
the logo when you're on stream. So this is not a t-shirt that was meant for streaming, because nobody will ever see the print. That
We
is
have
a
to
really
get
nice t-shirt.
we have to make some caps so that we wear a cap and the t-shirt.
Have you seen the caps that we got?
No.
Um, the idea was really nice. That it was some kind of a, so it was saying wombat, and it was a little bit of a Pac-Man style, with a wombat logo. So the idea was good. The execution was so horrible that we got like, I don't know, 500 or 1,000 caps, or so, which we can basically throw all out because they look like crap. It's horrible, and the sample would look much better. And my problem with my white t-shirt is that I'm sitting in front of a white background. So if I do this, I basically disappear. And I guess you can hear my kids already because they're
Yeah.
screaming and shouting. So Lego was being played, but I guess not anymore. But yeah, caps it should be, or something else, maybe beanies in summer, also a good thing, right?
Yeah. I have mine from Atomic Cup back in the day. So in the winter I'll use them.
Well, not that you really need a beanie in Portugal, like at all. Except if you go to the mountains where there's snow, right? But I mean, last winter, what was the lowest that it got in your place? Like 3 degrees Celsius, 5 degrees Celsius?
No, not even that, like 6 or 7 or something like that.
Yeah. So
but they were handy when we were in Berlin in the beginning of the year in January.
oh yeah, and it was funny because when I went to Berlin, I think in November, the first time, I totally forgot a jacket. So all I had was a sweater, and it got down to like -5 or so. It was a very cold day, and I was standing at the train station. It was so cold, right? And for 3 days when I was in Berlin, I didn't have any warm clothes. So that is crazy. Webby saying the logo started at the top but followed the market trend. So you think it will go up again, Webby? I mean, the market. I wonder what happens to the logo if the market trend goes lower. Well, then it will be an all-white T-shirt, right? Maybe it will actually overflow back to the top. I don't know. But I mean, the market what has been going on with this market, right? So we are like, last Monday, we were here. You were here for an hour, right? We were talking about the market, and we were seeing like 50,000 in the morning, and in the afternoon when we were streaming, it was going up, and then we recovered to 62, and now we're down to 58, and like, what the hell, really? And this is all without. It's all without the it's probably holidays as well, but it's all without the second tranche of Mt. Gox payments actually happening. It's without I mean, the market is pricing in 50 basis points of a rate cut in the September Fed meeting, which is only 4 weeks from now, right? So it's rather soon already. So now everyone, like 2 months ago, I still remember everyone was saying like, July is going to be really bad, but then August is going to be better. Now everyone's saying August is going to be still pretty bad, but September is going to be better. So let's see. But there's one thing, and we need to mention that already so that everyone can get prepared. There's one thing that's going down today, or up, or strong, or it's going on. And this is, we will definitely play a few rounds of Twitchy Tides later, because we're having this awesome Twitchy Tides drop. And so you'll be able to mint this at 2,000 wombat. This is the yellow. This is the common one, right? So it says yellow is the common. You can that's kind of a Twitchy Tide standard, that you can blend 4 commons into an uncommon, 4 uncommons into it's called scarce. And this is when you use this. This is when you start having an ability, which is dive. And then if you blend 4 scars into a rare, you will get the super cool special ability, which I think I teased last week, which is the pooping, right? So you'll be able to poop some cubes, some blocks, and this will block out enemies and opponents. And it's really funny to watch that. And it's also cool because we've been discussing burns and so on, that we agreed with the Twitchy Tides team that there's basically nothing, no revenue for them, no revenue for us, but all that's happening is essentially 90% of all the wombats spent on these will be burnt, and 10% will be distributed among anyone who will complete the whole set of black, red, blue, and yellow. Cool. And because that's happening today, I might just keep that open because it's going to happen. The drop is going to start in 45 minutes, right? And I'll have to buy.
I already bought some wombat for buying my wombats.
Very good idea, Pedro. Very good idea. So 10% will be redistributed, and I don't know exactly because I'm not on the playing side of Twitchy Tides ever, right? I'm always on the hosting side, so I don't know exactly how you can register your fish or your skin, but we will raffle out yellow wombats throughout the stream, and maybe to people who already have it so that they can get more, right? So we will do the usual prizes, and then whoever will be playing with the new skin will get another wombat or so. I need to check whether we received them, but Paragon was saying that the first 50 go to wombat promo. So that's gonna be fun.
Super fun.
And I think Chucky is mentioning this as well. I'm just tagging a few questions here.
I was was looking
Yes.
here at the tanks and at the fish tanks to be able to stake the fish.
I wanted to check out the breeding, but I didn't know how to actually get one of these breeding tanks.
Yeah. You
So
can
I got
get
a
them,
fish
but-
tank.
yeah. Oh, but it's a breeding tank. Okay.
It's different. It's not a usual
Yeah,
fish tank.
Okay.
So
They have a shop page on the page that allows you to buy with Tide token, with the Tide token. So it's nice.
yeah, you don't need to own a tank to register the diver, but you need a tank in order to breed, a breeding tank in order to breed, right? A lot of questions. So yeah, 2,000 for one common and need at least 64 commons to get a rare. Yes, I think that's the standard Twitchy Tides kind of scheme, right? So if you look at the other drops that they've had, it's pretty much the same price. So there was the last one that I participated in was the Soul of the Catfish, right? And it had the same scheme where it was $1, like 30 wax, and you needed 4 to blend up, and yada yada yada. So, but obviously the Wombat is very, very special because it's a Wombat. And it can swim, right? Or it can dive because it has these fins and the mask and the propellers, whatever you call that, propulsion. So I think it's really cool, really well made. And I've seen the animations, and it's going to be so much fun to watch that. I'm really wondering if anyone will have a rare by the time. Oh my God, what's going on with the kids? They're just in fighting mode recently. But I'm really wondering if anyone is going to have the rare one to actually do the pooping already.
in the same stream, it will be tough for that. Yeah. Misty is mentioning that it needs 256k wombats to get enough wombats to get into a rare. Let's see.
Is that right? So is it 64 or 128?
They are mentioning here 256.
Yeah, but if it's but either it's 64 commons to get a rare, but then it's 128,000 wombat and not 256,000 wombat, or we're doing the math wrong. So it's 4 times 4 times 4, right? So 4 commons into an uncommon.
Yeah.
That's 4, and then it's times 4 to get a scarce. So that's 16 times 4 is 64. So it should not be 100. It's not 256, but it's 128.
Half of that, yeah.
So maybe, Misty, you are actually rich enough. And what we're gonna do, like, let me see, because I still have, I've raffled out some of my woof last week, like 10 million woof, or was it the week before? So I'll just say that whoever places highest with a rare one will get 10 million woof from me, personally, from my personal stash. So whoever has a rare one, so this has the ability to poop, because I want to see it, right? I want to incentivize people doing this. Or let's say whoever does the first poop. Let's do it that way. Whoever does the first poop on stream today, because that's fair, kind of, right? Whoever does the first poop will get 10 million woof from me. Huh.
Nice. So there will be a nice hunt for the wombats.
Okay. All right, then we can get to the questions. I've been collecting them. How much is that in euros? So I don't know. Euro isn't worth anything anymore because the interest rates in Europe are going down while in the US are staying remaining stable. But I guess it's about €1, like close to €1 per purchase.
So 64 euros to get the. No,
like in every decent free to play game, right? If you want to get to the real stuff, there's a lot of money that you need to invest. And most people here on stream have had Wombat from Dungeon Master, right? So for some, there's maybe 0 investment needed. I don't know. I need to check how many Wombat I have, so I can actually. But I won't. I won't do that during stream. I have 68,000 right now, so that's not going to be enough. But I will upgrade to rare, so that if ever I get to play Twitchy Tides as a player, I will have that one.
Nice.
Okay, I haven't skipped any questions. We're gonna get back to them, right? When Wombat buying Realm? So this is the big topic that I think there's been rumors here even brought up on stream a few weeks back or months back about Realm, and I think last week it was announced that they would be shutting down, or at least that's what I heard. I don't want to spread any FUD if that's not true. But was that officially announced already by the team?
I think so. At least on Friday, they were mentioning that it was announced that this would be the last season, the current season for Realm. Yeah.
This is really sad.
Yeah.
So I think that might have been a reason why the trading volumes spiked a little bit recently. A little bit, not too much on the marketplaces. Yeah, but that's obviously that's crazy. But I mean, totally understandable in this market, and specifically when you're on Wax, right? And Wax doing what Wax does. I mean, we've seen Wax below 3 cents last week, basically all-time low. So it's really hard to run a sustainable business or any product sustainably if that's the case, right? It's crazy. So I don't see ourselves making yet another acquisition right now. But I would definitely encourage somebody to continue working on this, because there's a lot of cool ideas in there. What you think, Peter?
Yeah, I loved playing the game. I played the game for a few seasons a while back. It was really almost like the first game on Wax that had real gameplay, like a usual game that people from Web 2 are used to. It's really nice. I love the game. I even added and this is a fun fact I mentioned on Friday. It's the only collection other than our own that have NFTs with variable mining power based on the level of the leaders. So the leaders of Realm, they have higher mining power on Dungeon Master if you have evolved the leader more. Because they have that on the NFT itself, the level of the leader. So when the collection was added, I added that right away because I knew the game and I knew how it played, and it was actually a really good game to play. Really
you're saying it was, so you're not playing it anymore.
No,
that's probably the reason why they're shutting down.
I hope not. Don't put that pressure on my shoulders, Adrian.
Okay, it's not all you, obviously. It's so hard, and I mean we're seeing that with Dungeon Master as well. How real the struggle is to keep that up and balance and keep up with or get out new stuff, right? And if that's the only thing that you have, if that's all of your business, essentially, then it's even harder because then you're fully dependent on that. You make one bad move, and you're basically, your economy gets screwed, or you're fully dependent on, well, the wax market doing well, essentially, right?
Yeah. Although I guess they were multi-chain as well. I think they.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I remember they added. I'm not sure if it was Polygon or another one, but they allowed to log in with different wallets.
That but I didn't even know.
Even so, yeah, even so, it's not enough even from other blockchains to keep alive. Yeah.
I mean, you can tell from the Immutable announcement end of last week as well, right? That they're shutting down their own marketplace, which on one hand is kind of nice for us with Atomic Hub because we have quote unquote less competition, right? If Immutable don't run their own NFT marketplace anymore, they obviously still keep running the protocol and all the underlying tech, but they don't run kind of the, as we call that, reference implementation for the protocol in their own marketplace anymore. It basically just shows there's no money to be made with that at the moment, and also they don't think that they will be making a lot of money going forward, so they'd rather leave that to the kind of specialized marketplaces, right? Which is sure okay. I mean, if you run a protocol, you don't have to have a reference implementation of your own, but it shows how bad the market is treating NFTs at the moment, and anything that's kind of heavily dependent on NFTs, right?
No, Adrian, they shut it down because we did such a great job implementing zkEVM that they thought that they couldn't do better, so they just, now that Atomic Hub supports zkEVM, let's just shut it down. That was the real reason.
Oh, okay, yeah. I wish that would be the case. So okay, so we'll get to the current question there. So that was Realm. What happens to the idea to remove the pack fragments? Players want a normal pack from the Well of Wealth. So yeah, we've been discussing this a lot, Peter and I, right? So we really want to bring packs back, right? So the only question is how we do that, and we're looking into this. And Pedro, do you think we'll not do that in the middle of the season, right? I mean, that's for sure. So the question is whether we have a scheme that will work out by the start of next season. And I mean, obviously, we've been trying to manage somehow with the boxes, but I think when was it, 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago when we had the discussion here, this was to me kind of the decisive point when I thought, okay, we'll not try and try and make it work, right? We'll somehow go back to packs. What do you think?
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, one of the options that we've discussed is to have different kind of plans that make the fragments more usable and better to use. But yeah, we're looking at all these other options for sure. Just right now we have the team full with the other features that we have to
what I totally forgot because we discussed that earlier today. What the changes are and what we're kind of discussing and implementing right now, right? And I wanted to bring that up in the beginning, but maybe it's better if we bring it up right now. So what is it that we're currently doing?
Okay, so the main feature that we've been doing and that we've talked about in the other streams is the clan building. So just to put everyone on the same page that might not seen that before, we're releasing 2 clan buildings that will give boosts to the clan members. contribution and speed boosts. And so we are releasing that next season. The drop, it will happen most surely in a couple of weeks. So during the last week of the season. So for this, and just giving a bit back to the history, we released the clan chat to help the clans to sync between themselves in order to be able to buy the blueprints and buying the buildings that they need. So that was part of the narrative. What we also thought about is that we've been having some discussions for a long time about clan leaders not being able to kick out the members from the clans when they have low activity. And the requirements that we have right now is that leaders can only kick a member out if they don't have any activity in the last 30 days. So we thought that with these new clan members, with these new buildings, being a clan member can get real benefits for those members. So we wanted to let the leaders kick out players that have been having lower activity and not contributing to the clan. So we are letting those requirements a bit more loose. So where we currently stand is that if the user, if a clan member hasn't done like 40 runs in the last 30 days, they can be kicked out by the clan leader. And this is one of the change for next season as well, because clans will have more power and will give more rewards or boosts to the clan members. So I guess it wouldn't be fair clan members that don't help the clan to be able to claim those boosts as well. So that's one of the change that we'll be doing.
Yeah, that's been a long-standing discussion as well, right? That it's kind of too hard to remove people from the clan. So we're changing it specifically.
Yeah.
Here.
One of the other things that I'll just mention as well is regarding the newbie pool.
Also a long-standing discussion, right?
Yeah, another long-standing discussion. The first step that we'll be taking for this is that we will move players that hit a certain level into the experienced player pool at the end of the season. So the criteria that we have right now, and still open to discussion because we haven't actually completed the development, so it can be reconfigured, is to use the same level where we allow the starter items to be used. So we allow starter items to be used up until level 30. So when a user, if a newbie player gets to level 30, it will be moved to the experienced player pool at the end of the season. That's the criteria that we currently have. We can get your feedback on that. What are your thoughts on that? And we are still in time to refine the level and the criteria.
Okay. Maybe I will get back to the other questions, but because it's on topic, I take off my pants and jacket is saying, do you think the changes to the newbie pool of being level 30 alone to move normal pool is a bit low? Maybe also take the top 50 players and also move them to the big pool.
Let's. I think that in a normal situation where the system isn't abused, just getting the top 50, I guess it would be a blind criteria that couldn't be fair to new users right away. So then regarding the level 30, Adrian even mentioned to be like a few levels above level 30, like 35 or 40 for this, and this is why we are already talking about is to get your feedback on this, because we are still on time to adapt that for the release, and it would be something that we can adapt to. So it might be level 30, but it can be level 35, 40, or another one that makes more sense.
I will quickly check actually what the levels are of the top, whatever, let's say top 50 players. So we'll get to that in a second. We'll get back to that in a second.
Yeah, because it might have that effect immediately, right, of the top 50 or 100 being moved out to the new pool, to the experienced pool.
Yeah, just give me a quick second.
Yeah, sure.
I'll get back on that. So maybe you can comment on this while I do that. Comment on the suggestion from Older Dre.
Yeah. So that's that I don't think we need a vote for that. Your guys' suggestions, we can. An example for you guys regarding that. You've been mentioning a lot about the older packs from dungeon items, and we did that change in this middle of the season. The same way with the Unites NFTs from the corporate L collection. We also you guys been providing that feedback that they are too low and we needed an update on that, and we did the update for that. So I don't think we need a formal vote system specifically for the templates. It would be a bit difficult to have a vote on that, but please do those suggestions and send them to Matt that he will send back to me, and I'll review those for sure without the need to have a formal template on this. So it's fine. I don't think we need that.
But also, this would interfere with the creator portal, right?
Yeah, and that's also what I was going to mention, is that we would prefer to, instead of spending development time on this kind of things, we would prefer to use that for the creator portal and to allow the creators to manage their own collections inside Dungeon Master.
All right, then Red Scorpion is asking, what's going on with the Wilder payout that was supposed to be sent out on the 7th? If only we knew. And this is the downside of, and I don't want to be complaining about them, but obviously we need to, because the agreement was that they would be sending out the prizes, the tokens to the winners. And that's the first time we do it like that. And we'll try to make it the last time, because now it doesn't depend on us. So now we have to wait for them to actually do it. So that's what we're doing. And we're obviously in touch with the team. And I don't want to go into the weeds of what might have happened there and whatnot. You will be getting these tokens. They will be distributed. It's it's only that we don't have a real timeline for that. It's really, really embarrassing. We really don't appreciate having to do this, because we performed the ad drop, right? So sorry, big sorry for that. Nadu is asking, and I'm just using this one because there's been a lot of questions regarding Sunflower Foundation. I just using this. Nadu is asking, is the EMP for the Sunflower Foundation correct at 50 MP? Seems odd for being the last thing in the well to claim. Pedro,
yes.
Did you make a mistake, or what's going on?
No. So, well, we could have make. So, just for context, the idea for the Sunflower Foundation was to have, is to have a blend still this season to use this Sunflower Foundation. The idea to have it at 50 MP is to allow people to already stake while the blend is not live, and at the same time don't make it too high that people don't use it then on the blends, to incentivize people to use on the blend. And the blend that we will that we will do is for a new concept. It's not quite new because it's there for some time, but we haven't used that in Dungeon Master yet. But it's a feature that Nefty has, which allows to create blends, not to create a new template, but to increase the level and to change the original NFT in some way. So the idea here, a quick example that might be or might not be the one that we'll be using. Imagine that the VIP miners or the miners that we have, that you could blend other NFTs into that miner, and it would increase the level of the miner, and with that you would be able to, we have the variable MP based on the property. We could have the miner mining more or less depending on the level of that NFT, and that's the idea of what we want to use it for. The 50 MP just to be able to, for you guys to stake it while the blend is not there yet. We're still fine-tuning the artwork for the NFT, but it will be something that we will have later on.
Wow, you kind of dropped the bomb here without people actually realizing this, I believe.
Yeah.
So this is the alpha that you sometimes get because I've seen a few people buying, selling their sunflower wombations already, right? So there's a special power in them. So that's precisely what the goal was, right? That this has a special purpose that you can't get if you don't have the sunflower wombation. Cool. SWH, that's not a question. Play tap monsters. Cool, guys. You will become second hamster combat.
Perfect.
I'm not. That would be, on one hand, that would obviously be really cool. On the other hand, I'm not entirely sure. Like, I mean, they also have their problems, right? With like distributing to millions and millions or tens of millions of people, or even I don't know to how many people they will end up distributing their tokens. So that's difficult, and also it's really difficult to launch tokens right now in this market. So that's why they're actually deferring their launch, right? It's not like they've figured it out already, but you don't launch a token in this market. The ones who have. And that includes our friends from Upland and our friends from Blocklords, right? They're not doing so well as they could have if they had launched a better market. So anyway, so yeah, it would be great to become anything close to Hamster Combat. So we basically said if we can get 1% of what Hamster Combat had, this would still be pretty damn cool. Right. So thanks for that. Hope you'll keep playing. We've had quite a bunch of users coming in new over the weekend, which was really great to see. So this keeps growing. I think Tap Monsters is actually the fastest growing product that we've ever launched. And maybe that's not a lot of a say, like, or of a remark here, but it's from a pure number of people who play it. That's I think that can be said. So on the slated sheet, I said, and a remark. Speaking of marketplaces, and then there were some follow up messages, follow up comments here. What happened over the weekend? How hard is it to have someone buy RAM for the collection to allow packs to be opened? Yeah, it's not that hard. And as soon as we knew it, we fixed. Like as soon as I knew it, I fixed it really, really quickly. But the problem was that this somehow slipped monitoring, and the team that was online over the weekend, they didn't know what to do with it. It's a very simple fix, of course, right? And the problem was that we had a lot of RAM put into these smart contracts, so we that was not on monitoring because we were basically just like, okay, there's a lot of that there, which was, you can call it stupid, right? But so now we have that. Now we had a discussion this morning about this. We have a process for that now. What will happen? What can, like, how that can be fixed and so on, by whom? So that is not going to happen again. Now the big issue here is that these things have been piling up, right? And I mean, I was saying that this morning with the RAM itself, it's total coincidence that this happened now. This could have happened 2 months ago or 2 months from now, because we did not have this specific the pack RAM that was not monitored, right? So we wouldn't have known. So that basically just slipped through the cracks, and it just so happened that this was 2 weeks after we had the issue with the history API on Atomic 2 weeks ago. So I see why that is not a good look on us. Totally, it's not, right? But we have to be fixing these issues one by one. Mr. Nobody is asking, when's the merge of Was and Wombat expected? November? Actually, it's October, so it says Q4, but we are working on it so that it might actually be even earlier than that. Now, obviously, we're mid of August already, so not sure how much leeway we'll have, but the goal was October. That's what we communicated, that if it's Q4, it's early Q4. Then there were a few questions regarding the Gamer Cave collection, right? Red Scorpion is bringing this up. A few others were chiming in earlier. Is there any plans for the 50k $1 chest computer collection? It's not only there; it's also it's basically a replacement for the Wombat Realms. So also, if you play games that don't have their own collection, you'll be getting these. Final outcome is an NFT with 500 MP from collecting a ton of parts. So what we're going to be looking at is the MP for what it currently is, and adjusted by the price, because originally we didn't know how to compare that with EOS, right? Also, like in terms of price and trading and so on, right? So we'll need to look at that compared to the MP that it has, and also how many of them are getting minted compared to, let's say, Wombat Realms. And then there's going to be more, just like with Realms and the Wombat Prime collection. We will keep adding more things. We already have a scheme for that. We have ideas, so it's all prepared. So we'll be adding more blends for that. Yeah, there was more people. So I take off my pants and jacket. I think that this is related to the drop rates of boxes from the chest, right? Okay, it's really a little bit crazy that boxes that contain packs actually drop from the chest. We have a bunch of similar but different things. Pedro, you have been looking into this.
Yes,
we spoke about that earlier.
Yeah. This morning I spent the morning looking at Mixpanel and looking at the numbers. I'm still trying to figure out if the difference that we have is normal or not, because the difference is a bit more than the tier system is based on the percentage of number of players that are playing, right? And we had a slight decrease of the number of players, but the number of NFTs we are. Let me just try to get that again. We are not. We didn't have a reduction on the NFTs, that bigger than that loss of players. So we are still trying to figure out what would be the expected number of NFTs that we mint each day from the box, and how many we are actually doing that. But I didn't see anything that was so out of the ordinary that would make me think, oh no, this is an issue, and we did something to change the distribution, because we didn't release anything to change those numbers. So I'm still looking at that. There's nothing out of the ordinary. We might add again the 5% chance to the well, just to make sure, but I don't think it's what makes the difference that everyone is talking about.
Right, there was another question about that. I mean, the 5%. Yeah. Interesting. Prince Paradox, just because it's a follow-on to this. Mathematically, are we looking at mean mode or median for the drop numbers? It's percentiles, so it's like the median, which is the 50th percentile. Right. Yeah, there was a question by Sir Keener regarding why we removed the 5% pack boost.
Honestly, not any particular. I didn't thought that it would have such a bigger impact. We were redoing the rewards on the Well of Wealth. We increased like 3 times, I guess, the contribution bonus. For example, we removed some of the Wombations and add new ones. And so we didn't thought it would have such a big impact on the number of NFTs that would get out from the chest. So it wasn't really any particular reason. It was part of the revamp of the rewards.
Okay. And there was a question by the dentist when the white paper and ratios. So the ratios, we finally made a decision on that. We'll publish that also in the light paper this week, I believe. The white paper is still a few weeks out. So having the white paper is essentially putting more detail into what the light paper is today, right? So there's certain sections where we want to be much more precise. We've done a lot of research. Been looking into a lot of things, a lot of things that we basically had there, a lot more. There's a few things that are really disappointing. There's a few things that are really encouraging. There's going to be a lot of an update there. So I expect that to drop in the next few weeks. Then there's been a bunch of questions regarding the MPs for old packs, because Pedro brought it up, and just showing one of these. Shouldn't a promo pack from a season be worth the same or more than a gold pack since less were made? Not necessarily, because there might be much easier to get, right? Because you don't have to go through all kinds of hoops as for the gold pack, where this might have been really difficult to get for some people, right? But the promo pack, you might have gotten this just from a raffle. So this is not how we look at things generally. But we try to balance these kinds of these parameters, like how many of them are there, how easy it is to get them. Sometimes we look a little bit at the price just to validate things, right? So that it doesn't go out of hand, and these kinds of things. And typically, I mean, the gold pack is a lot more valuable than the promo pack, because a promo pack just contains one item, right? And there's nothing else you can do with that. But gold packs, you can basically blend into platinum packs, and you can open them and you get 5 items and all these things, right? So and then that causes maybe more gold packs to actually be destroyed, opened, or burned in blends. So there might be a lower available supply of the gold as compared to the promo or whatever, right? But it's not. There is no direct correlation between just the supply and the um, and the MP, because sometimes we still own a bunch of the promo packs, right? So we might when we hand them out, these might be OP or whatever. There's a lot of reasons that could go into that, but yeah, it's not just this. Let's put it that way. So Anzi has been bringing up the core issue. The core issue is the token price. The only hope people see is the new token. Where are we on this process? So the token price is the core issue, and I totally agree. Right? I mean, that obviously goes for Dungeon Master, for instance, and how many people play, and what they do when they actually play, and so on. But it also goes for a lot of other things. Oh, sorry. Well, right now, and because we spoke about the market earlier, right now it's really tough. It's really hard to try and go against the market, right? One day you feel like, yeah, okay, so we're outperforming the market. The market is taking a shitter. Let's just say it like that, right? But our token price is going. It's basically going okay. Other days it's the exact opposite, right? It's just the overall uncertainty in the market is really big, really bad, so that it's hard to make moves that actually work right now, right? That where you can actually say, okay, this is gonna improve value, or this might have a chance of generating some extra demand for the token or whatever. This is really hard because this might get overshadowed by some kind of market move, right? So I'm confident that we'll get that fixed with and or without even the new token. But the new token, yes, that's part of the reason that we have a better overall token economy, that we have more volume, more liquidity for the new token for play. So that's why we proposed that, right? So like I said earlier, the latest that we're planning right now is October. So obviously there's a long process involved with partners. Like I know I keep I sound like a broken record on this, but some of the partners are really slow on that. And there's a lot of internal check marks which we're always working on. That we still need to check, right? And internal developments that we need to do. So yeah, we're moving on this. It's just that it's a lot of work, and because Wombat specifically has so many places where it has utility, and all of these need to be respected. Maybe because we're just 20 seconds away from the drop starting. I'm really curious because I've never been kind of live during a Twitchy Tides drop actually starting. So I don't know how this goes. I mean, they're open drops, right? It's gonna be up for 81 days, so there's gonna be plenty of time. But we have this challenge that whoever poops first today on stream will get 10 million woof from me personally, from my personal stash. And I think that should be a massive motivation because I think you would be cash flow positive on this one. On just the pooping.
It
will get.
I was just mentioning that I just bought mine, just waiting to see.
You bought yours?
Yes.
How many did you buy? Oh, there's 162 sold already.
Already 4 of them burned, so someone already blended into an uncommon one.
Oh, Webby's bringing us up. Apparently, the Wilder prices are being sorted out as we speak. Well, that would be cool. Um,
40 blended.
like uncommons.
No, the commons.
Yeah.
40 commons were blended. I'm still waiting to see my mint number, because if it's a mint number 13, I'll keep it in my mint number 13 collection.
Look, Pedro, there's a lot of comments here. I mean, obviously, sorry, I should be watching this. I should be buying this actually. So I need to go in with my personal. So I don't know. I'll buy like 30 for starters. Let's do this. I won't be playing though, but at least I'll have some good mint numbers. And also, I think this is the type of thing that, although it's an open mint, and there's, I also bought some Wombat tokens earlier. Although it's an open mint, right? It's going to be open for 80 days and then it's going to stop. And I think that's still very interesting from a kind of NFT dynamic perspective, because at some point these are going to be really scarce, right? Because if you didn't get them within these 3 months, then you have no chance of getting them. And you'll see somebody basically using the poop in a round of Twitch tides, and you'll wonder, oh, how do you get that? And then these are only going to be on secondary. And so I definitely want to. I think I'll just do the thing for the sets, for the whole set. So later tonight I'll probably just buy up some more so that I can actually blend one of each and get to the epic or whatever. So I think it's going to be good. Yeah, so the challenge is on. Whoever gets to a rare and can do a first poop will get 10 million woof from me. There's been a discussion going on here in the chat regarding the 5%, and I find that really interesting because Kevin Kev is 5% in the well is actually 500% extra NFT boost. Like, there's two things to that. One is, how would Kevin Kev know, like, what it means? And maybe there's an issue in the matrix, right? But what I was wondering is, shall we? I think we still have free slots on the right hand side, right?
We have one I'll add that during the stream.
Let's do this. Let's do this, because put it a little further down, because it always used to be up on top, and I know that I mean the original idea behind that was this was supposed to be included in the season pass, that season pass holders actually get a higher percentage. Now, so that's why it was up top, right? Now, it was there forever, essentially, right? So since the beginning of the Well of Wealth, and this season we wanted to switch things up, as Pedro said, and we removed it instead of tried something else instead. If what Kevin Kev said were true, that it's actually like much stronger, then we should be seeing this in the numbers right away after we add it to the well.
So I'll add it to 190. Yeah, 190 meters.
Okay, let's have that. That's I am on 190 already, so I'll be able to claim it. But there's been oh my crazy goodness, Pop Paragon mentioned in the Twitchy Tides Discord that he will match my 10 million woofie. So there's gonna be 20 million worth for the first person to poop in the on live on stream. So let's bring it on. So that's what Kevin Kev is saying. When we claimed the 5% boost last season, it adds 5 percentage points, not 5% to our odds. So, well, if that's the case, so two things, Pedro, we need to check that.
Yeah.
But also then we should probably get it back into the well of wealth for good.
Yeah, it should be there. Can you refresh and see if you already see it?
I will do that, although I think that at least one other person from the chat will be a lot faster than me. So 190. There's a 5% chance. I'm claiming this now.
So let's see. And I already have on Mixpanel the dashboard to compare the numbers between the same. So I'm comparing the season 18 with season 19 day by day, and the number of NFTs that are minted in each day. So I'll see if that has an impact on the graph.
I mean, if that's true, then this will definitely have a massive impact. So everyone will be getting all the Sapphire boxes. Hall RLA is saying, suggestion maybe a special NFT that can be reward for clan leaders to distribute to members who greatly contribute. So it's not going to the clan leaders per se, but it's to be distributed. So it's like, so what? Maybe you can share your thoughts, and I'll be AFK for 20 seconds.
Yeah, I like that a lot when I was managing teams in a previous job. For the guys that know about Agile, we would have like a retrospective session where the team could give stars to the team member that stand out during those sprints. This is kind of the same thing. It would be like awarding an MVP NFT to the clan member that contributed the most for the clan during a season. Like it a lot and would completely do that for sure.
So like a VIP.
An MVP award.
The MVP thing, yeah. Sorry, not VIP. MVP.
Yeah. An MVP of the season. So each season, the leader could give an MVP NFT to one of the clan members.
Is that stakeable, or is that an entity? Maybe.
Yeah, it should be an entity, I guess, and yeah, it should be stakeable for sure.
What was
this? It adds 5% to the odds. So yeah, it would have a higher impact than we would be looking at. Kevin Kev has been doing that here, adding that on the messages.
Where? So now we know because
we have that information on the leaderboard, yeah.
Oh! But then I mean, that will require some rebalancing, yeah, Pedro, totally. Because going from Sapphire 1.5% to Sapphire 6.5%, that's not cool.
Yeah, that's too much. Yeah. So let's review that.
But okay, now we know. So we know the reason for why everyone was feeling they're getting fewer. We should see that in the numbers. And this is massive, obviously, not on the fragments, but on the Jades and Sapphires specifically. So the big question is going to be, Pedro, will there be some some compensation for that. That will be a question that will be raised here, but also now everyone, at least watching this, will know how valuable the 5% thing actually is in the Will of Wealth, or has been. Crazy.
Yeah. We will be reviewing these, right? Because so I guess that the compensation was all these seasons having this kind of boost on this kind of on these lower odds boxes. But yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah. Chris Inglingstad, yeah, I know you've reposted the question already. I think I'll close the window. So we have 200. What was it? 222. What a nice number. 222 Twitchy Tights Wombat characters purchased so far. That would allow some people, 3 at most, to actually come up with a rare to make it poop. So that's really interesting. Anyway, Chris Inglingstad has been asking, will there be more mythic monsters to unlock later? So that's related to tap monsters, I suppose. Like you need the rare species locator level 30 to unlock all monsters right now. But will there be added monsters for high level like 40 or so? Yes. So generally the team is working on additional monsters because the team is also looking into the PvP mode, the battle mode that we've promised, right? So that's going to be really interesting. And then there's also a lot of reasons to basically collect more monsters, upgrade them further. And so right now I think we have 19, right? So there's always been the plan to have more monsters. I think that I don't want to promise anything wrong here, but there's been numbers that have been thrown around of 50 and 100 monsters at later stages of chain monsters. So from a conceptual perspective, we could introduce them much earlier in tap monsters already. But that's definitely a question that we'll forward to the team. That's a nice one for Pedro, not you, Pedro, the other Pedro. Yes. Can we get the other Pedro on the stream here on stream some more?
He was replying to some people on the chat, so
so you get a little bit of Pedro. Pedro is Shinpaichi. So if you recognize that, then you'll know that Pedro is always present, like Pedro is. So you'll always get your dose of Pedro. But
Shinpaichi.
We always appreciate more Pedro. So Pedro, if you're hearing this, and I know you are, then you should come on more. We can have a Pedro only stream.
I would have to leave like in 15 minutes. So if he wants to join, I'll send him the link and he will join in the meantime.
Oh, so you're gonna be missing out on the Twitchy Tides?
Yeah, I'll be watching, but outside because I have to take the kids to some activities.
Okay, then on the slitted sheet I said is asking about EOS. Can we buff the MP for some of those collections, maybe of the EOS NFTs that are basically worthless for MP at this point? Yes and no. So we can totally have a look at the EOS collections because they're not getting minted or handed out anymore, right? So we will definitely review that. But it cannot be the only reason that they're currently worthless for MP, right? Just because an NFT has a 5 MP and you can't even blend it into anything doesn't mean it should have more than 5 MP, right? Because if there's so many of them, then why? But yeah, that's a fair point to review those. Sakatardel, and I think there were other people commenting on this. Tap monsters, what's the point of earned power for monsters? It's definitely not taken into account when the profit per hour is counted for the equipment upgrades. So I'm not entirely sure whether that's the kind of question or what you meant here, right? But I think that somebody else mentioned that it's definitely not counted at all when it comes to the hourly earned, so that's got to be a bug. So this will be reported to the team. I think it has been already. Anyway, I'll make sure that it is.
Also, Adrian, let me just hijack the stream
Sure.
because I guess I think the announcement was already made on the Woofle, the raffle for Woofy. Let me confirm that. Yeah, we already released the Medium post and did a tweet on that. So I'll just talk a bit about that because some people already asked that on the chat as well. So on Wednesday we will have a raffle for 2 billion Woofies. It's a raffle that is really easy to win. We made it in the form of raffle just to be able to distribute it through Nifty with a blend, but we actually give out the Woofy in any case. We don't have an option where nothing is hand out. So, and for the Woofy you will be able to blend one Woofy Wombatium and one Atomic Wombatium and get a chance of getting 50 million Woofies. So the price, the tiers for the prices is 50 million Woofies with a 0.25% of getting it. Let me just confirm the values. Yeah, it's there. Yeah, 0.5% of getting 50 million Woofies, 2.5% of getting 10 million Woofies, 25% of getting 1 million Woofy, and 250k if you don't get these values either way. So this will be live on Wednesday at 5 p.m. CET. There are some limits so that just we allow everyone to participate on that, and at the same time we will also have a drop for the Woofy Wombation for people that don't have it. We will be dropping 2.5k Woofy Wombations. You can buy them with Woof for 340k Woofs or with 1,000 Wombats as well as an option. So you can buy it. It's a bit cheaper if you buy with Woofy because it's the Woofy Wombation, and it makes sense so. But you can also buy it with Wombat if you don't have it available.
While you were talking, I looked up the same thing, and it's like, what the heck is going on here?
Yeah.
Right? Because the Atomic Wombatium has been trading at around 1 point something wax, and now the floor is 9 wax already. It's not even reflected here in the price. I don't know. It's not. Apparently, it's not because it says something like the median is still 2 wax, but the floor price has gone crazy.
Yeah.
So I see a lot of people who have already been buying a lot of Atomic Wombatiums, and that's exactly the reason why we cannot spoil these things here too much, right? Because it's going to be totally clear that a lot of Atomic Wombatiums will be bought off the market, and the floor price will skyrocket immediately.
That's why we only talked about after the announcement was officially made, so everyone already have a chance to see it.
So to be clear, the raffle is you need to blend a Woofy and an Atomic. Right?
Yeah. Kevin is asking if we will have a drop for the Atomic Wombation. Yeah, I guess that we will be monitoring these prices and probably create a blend to level the prices a bit, but we will have a look.
But that was the reason why we put that into the left side of the Well of Wealth.
Yeah.
Right. So this is how anyone and everyone can actually get one, and you can get the Woofy Wombatiums not only from the drop but also from providing liquidity for Wombat against Wolf on Taco because we have the NFT price there. So you don't have to buy these things. You can basically just play and do things, right? So yeah, even though it's associated with a chance.
On Taco, we are awarding on the liquidity providers. We are awarding 50 Wombations per day, Woofy Wombations. So you'll get a chance there as well.
On this little sheet, I started saying, "Is that how the streams affects the market?" No, it's not the stream. It's knowing. It's the people who watch the stream knowing what's going on, as opposed to others, because there's a lot of potential leverage to be made, right? And it's kind of like, I don't want to be saying it, but it's kind of like insider trading. And it's funny because I've been watching a lot of Billions. You know the Billions TV series?
No, I haven't watched it. Yeah.
And I always used to watch that on planes, right? When they're like on the entertainment, because I never had a way of getting this. I think this was HBO. And now I got the Paramount Plus test subscription, and it's on Paramount Plus, and it's just so good. But it's all about insider trading, so it's literally this. I don't know who here has been watching Billions, but I really enjoying this. Oh, hello, yeah, welcome raiders. Thanks for the raid. This is crazy. We don't get raided all so often. Thanks, Pickaxe Master, for raiding us. This is awesome. And hello to everyone and anyone who has joined. So you're coming right in time, because we'll be playing some Twitchy Tides later with the all new Wombat skin, right? Which is up for sale in this drop. 300 have already been sold. It looks like this, and if you have the rare one, so you will need 64 of those to blend to the rare one, you will be able to poop. And so you'll get the poop command, right? The poop command is use your handy poop squares to roadblock your enemies and opponents. And whoever poops the first will be getting 10 million woof from my personal stash, plus 10 million woof from Pop Paragon.
There are already 3 of them.
3! We already have 3. So out of the 300, give or take, that have been bought, 192 actually have been used to blend into rares already. Wow. Oh man, I don't know how I'll be watching this. Like, who's going to be the first one? But okay, we'll see that. Okay. How's your math, Adrian? Good as always. I'm a mathematician, and mathematicians typically say they really suck at like calculus, like a basic math, right? But it's not necessarily been the case for me, so I can still calculate 3 times 64 in my head. Yeah, and we don't get rated all that often because we have a very early stream time for many people, so especially in the US. Okay. I'm still picking up some of the older questions here. BLZRD, Blizzard, I guess, is saying proof of work is a real thing that helps and should be looked into further, be Bitcoin only. Sorry, I'm flickering here, so I need to lean forward a little bit. Last time I did that, I actually changed my T-shirt because I was like, okay, this is not going to be very pleasant because I sit in front of a white wall. I'll be moving location next week, so it's not going to be an issue next week anymore. But last time I realized that, I changed my T-shirt actually right before the stream because I was wearing the same. So proof of work is a real thing. Yes, it is, but it's also not. I don't think that it's sustainable for everyone to do, for every chain and every project to do proof of work. There's obviously this whole depend thing, this decentralized physical infrastructure thing, where you can provide like physical resources in order to do things, right? Which is not the same thing, but it's closely correlated because you essentially get reward for some work that you do, right, with your computer. It's not necessarily calculating SHA-256 or whatever, but it's might be something else. So that's generally pretty cool and a pretty hot topic. So we're looking at that as well. So let's see. Maybe there's going to be some proof of work associated with the play token, essentially, eventually. That was a follow-up by Honest Little Cheat. I said since when is it the difficulty or price of the NFT when it comes to the packs, right? Because there was a follow-up to the packs. Why is that the case, and why is it not just the numbers? Because typically for all the other collections we use just the numbers, and that's exactly the point. It's for the other collections because there we don't have them under control. Here we do, right? And that's why the usual rules don't apply here, because we control the supply of all the dungeon items. Templates. When is the first airdrop going to happen with tab monsters? So right now we're targeting the TGE for November this year, and this is also when the first airdrop is going to happen. Funkin' Crypto is asking, that's for you, Pedro, maybe your last one. Could you put the resource type of the NFTs in the dungeon? So when we do mining power filter, we can know what they mine. Why they mine? Probably what they mine.
Yeah. We only show the resource on the collection. Yeah, that's a good point. Pointing that on my to-do list.
Funkin' Crypto always has these very practical suggestions. Okay, then I think you said that you'll be leaving, but that means we could actually already, because there's like we went through all the whole queue of questions, which was a lot. But we can already start. And Hacker Suvan actually signed up for the Twitchy Tides round, I don't know, an hour ago or so. Because I already had it open in the background. So you can already join the Twitchy Tides round. Just type !Wombat, have your fish registered. We have over 300 divers sold. So that's over 600,000, close to 600,000 Wombat that will go to burn, which is cool. And it's going to happen this week. Nice. So go ahead and just get some more of these, and I will for sure. So I may actually, I don't know, I'll probably buy like a few hundred, so that if at some point they will be used in a blend like the Woofy thing, the price will skyrocket. I'll be.
You're already raising, and people will now start minting them like crazy. But only after the 80 days are over.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
so
guys.
that's why there's no rush. Thanks, Pedro. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for all the questions.
There was a lot of new stuff today. So there was the Woofy raffle. There's a few features like the balancing with the new players pool and the clans. There's the new buildings. There's what did I forget? There's the sunflower wombation. So a lot of stuff, and we have Twitchy Tides here.
Awesome stream.
Thanks, Pedro.
Cheers, guys. Bye.
Imagine we would have the other Pedro on as well. Bye, Pedro. Thanks a lot, and see you soon, I hope. So now you're left with me alone. just me. So come on, we only have 34 people joining Twitchy Tides so far. What's going on? Exclamation mark Wombat. All right, you can see the fish that have been used. So maybe some people want to blend. I don't see. Oh, no, that's the woofy. I don't see any wombats here yet. So you also have to register your fish. So that you can... Whoever poops first will get 10 million woof from my personal stash and 10 million woof from Pop Paragon, who said he's gonna match my 10 million. Should probably at some point I should start handing out some of these tokens from that because I've been like not showing up. Hi Pop Paragon, great to have you on stream here. Oh, and look who's there. Viva Pedro!
Yes, the combo is completed. The representative of the Wombatium is present in stream.
Okay, I didn't want to do this, but all I can say to this is now, Pedro.
You know, it's a fun fact that my grandfather was actually a friend of Rafael Carrà, so he knew the musician that made the song. And my name is Pedro, so it's always a fun fact. And yes, Wombatium, because the T is powerful and will not be denied.
Why are you doing this to me, Pedro? Why do I deserve that?
I'm just a marketing guy. I just like to stir up chaos.
Okay, so if I'm gonna say Pop is like Beetlejuice, because I was mentioning his name 3 times and now Pop Paragon is here. I actually had him invited on stream, but I understand if people are a bit shy. And yes, it's Wombatium and it's not Wombatium. Whatever.
I'm just following Urban Dictionary, so I think if the dictionary states, the rules apply.
So, okay, but Urban Dictionary. So I said I will get that in the Oxford, which to me is still the reference, at least for British English.
Well, when it does, I will NFT it, and I will wear it proudly in my collection.
Good. That's going to have 1 billion mining power.
1 of 1. Legendary.
So, Pedro, did you get your fish yet?
Not yet. I've been in and out of meetings, but I will get it at the end of the day because I want it to be in the next Twitchy Tides, and I want to poop like a gentleman.
So you will not get your chance at getting these 20 million woof from Pop Paragon.
I think it's better just to give it to the community.
Of course it is. You're not even allowed to participate. And that's why whenever Matt is participating in these things, we always have to come up with special rules. And the one time he actually did participate and won, that was the time when he promised that he will be handing out prizes to all of the players, I believe, or the top 10 instead of just the top 2 or something like that. And actually he won and everyone was super happy.
Let me just say, Funkin' Crypto, just send the suggestions to our Discord. Matt is always there or someone from the team. We always bring the feedback to the people that are developing the game, so please be sure to send it in. And hello everyone again. I missed you guys. I've been always in the chat side of the stream, but now I'm in the cool kids in the control room for Wombatium.
You have been missed, right? I hope that was forwarded to you. That it was by popular request. The other Pedro was requested as well. Well,
one is Atomic, one is Riot. We have a mixture of Pedros here in the team.
So Pedro 1 and Pedro 2.
Pedro 1 and Pedro 2. Happy to be the 2 because the number 1 is amazing.
but there's that doesn't mean, right? That's just numbers.
It's numerical,
right?
Yes.
It doesn't mean that one is better than the other. You could argue that one is the pristine, it's just the number one, right? But then you could say, but 2 is double as good as 1, right? So like, who wins?
We'll see now in the Twitch
and
times.
Funkin' Crypto, yeah. Funkin' Crypto is always fascinating because Funkin' is always dialing in from work at the recycling yard, and so there's always a shout out to be done to Funkin' and to basically appreciate and basically endorse recycling, right?
Yes.
We
must say that Spielworks is a very green company. We are remote. We all recycle in our own homes, so we support you and the planet. Green Wombat.
The planet, yeah, and we actually have the carbon emissions thing that was built by Atomic Hub.
Prince Paradox, I do recycle my beer cans often and a lot. And Nadu, I work for this gentleman up here, Mr. Adrian, and of course all of you guys. I am the steward of the user, the bringer of the people, the voice of the masses. I'm feeling epic today, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you totally sound like you're feeling epic. Not riot, but epic, right?
Sometimes you have to go to the competition.
I figured based on your profile picture, Funkin', and based on your name and based on the guitar emoji that you use a lot, that you also do music. But I have not checked out your Twitch channel yet, so shout out to Funkin' once again, and I will totally check this out. And if ever I am streaming while and I'm ending a stream while you're streaming, I will totally raid you because I'm curious. So Pedro's checking this out. And also Funkin' Crypto has been in the community for a really long time, and we've had a bunch of chats on different channels like this here, but also on nowadays called X, but I still prefer calling
I can't
Twitter.
say X, for me it's Twitter. I even put Twitter on the search bar. X is not a thing that works for me.
Right? And I mean, they used to, they stopped hosting the twitter.com domain, right? So it's just forwarding anymore.
No, I think it's amazing that nobody stopped in the company when it used to tweet, right? Now, if you say the same word with an X, now you cheat. I mean, who was the genius marketer that decided to go with this name?
Is that really a thing?
Yeah, now we're cheating. A lot.
No. Just no. Okay, no. This. I mean, the genius marketer was the one who let the sink in, right? So I don't know.
You can't tweet if there's no Twitter. Yes, you're true. No, old Maggie, I'm not Xing you. The amount of pun power is simply amazing.
Yeah, I'm still not convinced. I'm so not convinced.
English is
Twaited?
hard.
What's the tense? Twaited. English is hard indeed. But there's languages that are even harder. Okay, so if everyone's prepared for this round of Twitchy Tides that has some very, very special rules, because what I said is essentially that we'll have the usual prize, right? We'll have the top 5 players getting a promo box, but then we'll have the first person who poops, not literally, but figuratively in the game, first person who successfully executes a poop command with their wombat skin, with their rare wombat, will get 10 million worth from myself and 10 million worth from Paragon each. And then I think we'll just hand out 10 of the yellow wombat skins to the players between number 6 and 15, right? So we'll have a lot of prizes to be given out today. And this is just the first round, because last week I said, because we didn't get to do any Twitchy Tides, right? I said that we might actually end up doing 2 today. So
I'm just loving the poop puns. Of course, if you're all having strong bowel movements today, you're still up for the prize because something might be coming. You never know. Might catch you by surprise.
what if I already pooped? Then too bad for you, Rising Dragons. And what happens if no one poops? The rule will still stand, because if no one poops today, somebody will poop the next time. So we hope. But I mean, that's not a question anymore. Now that Pedro 1 already said that there were already 3 rares blended, that was 15 minutes ago, right? We'll probably have a lot more now. Robot, you can't just leave it at that, right? You can't just leave it at that.
Putting it all on the table.
This is, I don't know why, but it's giving me a good mood right now. Okay, so when I started this tirade, we were at 55. Now we're at 59. So let's just get going, because we might end up at 69, and that's not going to help anyone. Okay, so let's go. This time I'll actually count down from 5, so you can time your poops. I will try and watch really, really closely who does the first poop. It's not gonna be easy. But this is what was so brilliant about Pop Paragon's idea about this skin, right? And when he presented it to me, I was like, I so much want this. It's actually been a long-standing thing that there's wombat skin in Twitchy Tides, right? And I think first time we discussed that was months ago, but then so there was a little bit of a build up to this. But I was already laughing my ass off when I knew this would happen. I think Kevin Cav, this is just a display issue here on this, as Paragon mentioned. So I think in the game this should work. If it doesn't, then hey, we'll revisit next week, right? So the rules are clear. Okay, I'll count on from 5, and we'll see what happens. No, hang on, I haven't. Oh yeah, I don't want to do fast. We'll do normal this time, so we can have a chance of seeing something. So it's not too fast.
Rexy, you can do what you feel like doing. Go ahead, just lose yourself.
But leave us out of that, right? Like,
and open some windows, fresh air.
So okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's get ready to rumble! Oh my god, someone has been hooked.
I don't see any wombats.
No wombats present.
So I also don't see any poop.
No, this is a.
So it's good that we have the master of this all here. Pop Paragon has been on. This one that Forest Lair and Vipers are have looks pretty nice as well. I don't know what this is. That popcorn? What is this? And why is everyone called Markler now?
It's an illusion.
Okay, I'm really getting confused with all the special features by all these skins.
The CGI for Twitchy Tide is amazing. We got all sorts of effects.
So, okay, there was a lot of fuzz around pooping, but now there is no poop. Definitely have to repeat this. This one is also pretty impressive by Prince Paradox.
Yes. He's dodging bullets like no tomorrow. I love the confidence of Forest Lair, just sitting there, just accepting. Damn it.
Accepting being hooked.
Jesus. But Prince Paradox stands with the shark on the way. And it's done. Thank you for your participation.
That was a cool move. Look, Funkin just sat down on the bottom. Oh, yeah.
Every time we name someone, that person dies.
So Atlas, I just realized earlier when I started the stream that Atlas has made a 24-month subscription on Friday. A tier 3 24-month subscription to our channel. What?
Wow. In the words
I wasn't there on Friday. Apparently that was while Olga was streaming, which, well, you got to give that to Olga. She's much more efficient at drawing subs, but this was massively impressive, and this is precisely the reason why Atlas is placing second here, not 5th or not 10th or not 15th. No, of course not. This is not rigged. But thanks a lot, retroactively, for this Atlas draws. And also Atlas has been subscribed to Wombat Gamers for 21 months already. Now 24 more. Craziness. Anyway, we've got some winners here. We've got Dash Gaming, Atlas, Tissues, Funkin, and Hippie Jesus is the top 5 ones getting a promo box. And then we have Prince Paradox, RDD Stone,
Didai Toby, Lucanino 721, and Buzz King 00.
We've got Hacker Suvam, Anmada, Fawn YT, Morpheus, and AKCP. So that's our 15 winners. Too bad the pooping thing didn't work, but we'll get to that. I'm pretty sure.
Well, Rising Dragons, Prince Paradox has something better. A place in our hearts. And that is invaluable.
So, let me quickly...
Why would I want the Volkswagen? That's a great one.
What? Sorry, I was just busy here.
Someone suggested that Prince Paradox should get a Lamborghini, and like all good car people, Prince Paradox does not wish to have a Volkswagen in his collection.
Well, technically, that's what it is, right?
But I'm sad. I wanted to see some poop in the class. Not today.
Whew, okay. Crazy.
But thank you all for participating, and Mr. Pop Paragon for being present in the stream. It's always awesome to have you here. And as Adrian said, there is a standing invitation for you to come to the tavern and speak a little with us.
About Twitchy Tides and pooping.
Yes, sir.
There's always interesting things that you can talk about. Okay, so GG's to anyone here, for sure. Then I sent this out. Yeah, I think that this should be all fine.
Funkin Gribbo, as a father of one, I can 100% feel you.
4 kids is brutal. I mean, I'm double you, Pedro, but I'm half Funkin.
And we've all experienced everything: the shotgun, the machine gun, the sawdust, the blast from the past. There's a whole lot of types of pooping that you get when you get a child.
Pooping postponed. Poop free stream. Maybe we need gas. Yeah, Pedro. How old is your kid now?
20 months. So
20 months.
Already starts to walk, but doesn't know the difference between an edge and a door. Just likes to run into things, which is amazing at first.
But it's fascinating how, I mean, the first year is actually the worst. To, as far as I can tell, dads specifically, because moms have a different thing with like the cuddling and maybe breastfeeding and whatnot. But the dads, the first 12 months was like, I can't do anything with this thing, right? So it's like
We're transport carriers, poop switchers, and just plain old cleaners. Everything else is mom.
Yeah. So there's nothing in it for the dads, but after that it keeps getting better. So
if I'd rather breastfeed, I'd rather just feel useful. There are some stages in this house when my wife is doing so many things, and I'm like, I want to help, but how? I mean, I can change all the diapers, do all the food and all of that, but is like, can I help you in any way? And especially when you hear the first time the baby saying mama when he's in distress, and you're like, but daddy's here too, daddy can help. No, mama.
No, can't.
No, just mama.
But it's really funny because I've listened to a podcast where they will basically, I think they were like comparing. They were saying like, what is your top month of the first year when it comes to kids, right? And it was a mom and a dad, and like they're different couples, and they had totally different views on this, right? And basically the guys would always say it keeps getting better with time, right? But the moms would have different opinions on this. And I can totally see that because, as you said, I mean, you're not useless, but you're basically just involved in the downside parts of having a kid,
Yes.
right? And the upside parts where it's like, okay, I mean, they're cute and they smile and so on. Okay, you experience that as well, but there's much fewer of the upside parts of being a parent with dads in the first year or year and a half, right? So it's like, yeah, it's an interesting discussion.
So Adrian, what is your one tip for new parents? Because I have one, but I would love to hear yours.
You have one?
I mean, everybody has a ton, but I have one that I always say to everyone. One.
I don't know. Mine I think is probably not cool because it's basically don't listen to anyone else but your own kind of gut feeling when it comes to what's right for the kid. Because there's so many. Some of them call themselves professionals who tell you all kinds of shit about how to treat your kids. That it makes you anxious, especially when it's your first kid, right? And anxiety is not anything that's good when you have to deal with your own kid, right? Fear or whatever, it's not good. But anyway, that's if I were to say one thing, don't let other people give you a bad conscience about how you're treating your kid.
Wow. I have something so much simpler than that. That was deep. That was profound. Mine is always accept food. Because parents tend to neglect eating so much that they start to be uncompensated in terms of like preparing for things and taking care of themselves. So whenever someone asks, what do you need? I always say, ask for food. Give me a drop of food, send it Uber to my house. Help me eat because I don't have time to cook. I have a son who's screaming most of the time, and I have zero patience to go to the oven and prepare meals. So I always say, do you need something? Food. Please. A lot of it.
Pedro, that's nice and it's cute, especially from your perspective as a single dad. But if you're having that issue now, wait until you have more kids. Because this is something, that's not linear with the number of kids that you have, right? There are certain things that you think get easier, like they basically grow less than proportionally, right? So, but it's like thinking about your own needs, right? This is just, you have so much less time to think about your own needs when there's a second kid, or even like I can't even imagine what it's like to have 3 kids, let alone 4. Like Funkin', it's no.
Rising Dragons, I'm not promoting Marvel free. It's Marvel Mission, which is much cooler. It's an escape room based on Marvel. And Prince Paradox, yes. For instance, my kid's teddy bear is actually Tibbers from League of Legends. So everything is a little bit brand themed. here in my house. And the thing is that the coolest toys are all still in the boxes, and he can look, but he cannot touch. These are mine.
Wait
Until they are
he's big
teenagers.
enough and he unboxes them because he wants to play with them. My dad used to have old, like, because he used to have a car dealership, right, until he retired, and so he would have like collectible car things, also like originally boxed, right? And then when my kids came along, they would basically just unbox the stuff. Right?
Oh my god, I feel the pain.
Truth is, my dad doesn't feel the value in originally boxed things, right? But I was like, these are not meant for playing. These are meant for looking at them, right? And you can clearly tell the first moment they get shoved over somewhere and break, right? These are not meant for playing. These are meant for exhibiting. And you should have kept them in the original box.
No, I learned that because the other day I arrived at my house. So I have I'm a former gaming journalist, and I received the press kit from Final Fantasy Endwalker, which is a magnetic moon. And I arrived home, and my wife said, "Oh, your son is playing with that amazing white ball that you have in your office." I'm like, "What? What is he playing with? That is not a ball. That is, what is he doing?" And I found my son doing exactly like this, dong dong dong, and it broke sadly. But it's just for the memories, right? You cannot put a price on memories. I cry every time I think of this.
Yeah. Yeah.
300 at
Yeah, so
500 S?
Valkyria is
Oh my God. Cool cars. Sorry, you were saying, oh yes, Valkyria. That is, yes, one can be a lot, especially with a little bit of the spectrum and a little bit of ADHD, but amazing children as well. They can accomplish amazing things.
Yeah, but also what I appreciate is the kind of the acknowledgement of, like, if you know, right, and that this is not anything, like, it's not treated like a disease or any like a flaw in kids anymore nowadays, or it decreasingly is at least, right? So obviously school systems are not made for this, and I have the feeling that a lot of kids are actually somewhere on the spectrum, right? And they're not quote unquote normal, whatever normal means. But that also means that the systems aren't designed for them yet, right? So there's a lot that needs to be changed, and I think specifically school is a place that causes a lot of trouble with kids with ADHD or autism, or being basically anywhere on the spectrum. So it's crazy. I think that causes a lot of stress, really, for families and parents and the kids, of course, themselves. So I think I really hope that this is going to improve after now. There's more consciousness about that people are different, and also kids are different, and they have a different. Their brains work differently, so they also need different things to stimulate their brains. Right, and it's just very, very fair in general. Just that nothing is designed to their needs. So that's crazy. Yeah.
I had to
So
mute for a bit
homeschooling is definitely a thing. Are you outside?
No, it's too hot here, so I needed to turn on my fan just for a little bit of wind.
Okay.
Sorry, everyone. Yeah, no,
but
school systems
homeschooling
are
is
not
really
fair.
a big thing. I think if you can afford to homeschool, right? Basically, it means that at least one of the parents, isn't working full time. I think that's cool. It's just in Germany, where I grew up, it's just not a thing. There's no way you are allowed to homeschool. There's no loopholes. Right, the only loophole is not registering your kids in Germany, It's the only way you can homeschool them. Yeah, this is a little bit of craziness.
Yeah. Portugal, it's just pretty much the same thing.
Hey, no, Portugal is better. Portugal does have a homeschooling policy.
We already do, because when I grew up, I
It's been like
never
that
heard
for a
of
long
it.
time.
So you know more about my country than
That's part of the reason why I moved to Portugal to begin with, because I didn't
Fantastic.
want my kids to have to go to the public schooling system or any school system in Germany. And here in Portugal, you are officially allowed to homeschool under certain circumstances, and you have to do a little bit of paperwork. It's actually quite a lot of paperwork because that's
Little
many
paperwork
people.
from Portugal. Wow, that's something.
No, there is nothing that involves little paperwork in Portugal. Yes, there is. Your income tax is. This
That is quick.
100 million times better than in Germany. But yeah, that's part of the reason, because it makes it like you have much more flexibility when it comes to alternative school stuff. And I totally hear you, Valkyria, you being like a single mom, and in Sweden, yeah, I can't imagine that it's allowed there officially. So finding your way around that is crazy. So it's, I don't know. All respect to you, Valkyria here. This is craziness, and you do that stuff, right? You do that stuff for your kid because it feels like that's what you can do for your kid if it has ADHD and or autism, and there's nothing in public schools that can get you there. Rough topic. So maybe I don't want to like diverge from the topic too much, but maybe we'll do what people have been asking for and do another round of Twitch Tides on the side, so that we won't drag ourselves too deep. So if you want, just join the next round, and then we'll call it a stream afterwards. So at least we have the possibility of cheering Valkyria up as well. Rising Dragons. Yeah, I'm flickering, right? I could do magic. Because my t-shirt is white and my blue screen or green screen is white as well. So it's not at all a green screen camera or a blue screen. It's not the camera, it's whatever camera I use, but I'm sitting in a white t-shirt in front of a white wall. So naturally will happen. But yeah, I'll be moving locations next week, so I'll have a better setup from next week on.
Yeah, I'm working on improving the home setup here as well. I need to put a little bit more lighting, but something is coming.
Yeah, I also want to have a final setup for myself. I'll buy a lot more key lights because the one that I have is definitely not enough, and I probably will have to go with a DLR as well.
We already have 33 players engaged with us to come to Twitch Tides.
Go eat dirty, then my t-shirt is not gonna be white anymore, or I just play with my kids.
Yes.
They have this habit that they really like to wipe stuff on their parents' clothes, right? So, and I gotta say, they like ketchup and chocolate and ice cream. They like that.
Mine
stuff.
so far hates getting his hands dirty. Everything that involves touching textures, he goes like sand, stuff that sticks to the hands. He's like, I don't want to touch this. So when we go to the park, there's all parks here in Barcelona have sand. He gets super jiffy with his feet, like, I don't want this. So we pretty much have to pick him up, move him around so that he's comfortable.
My little one had the same with grass as well. He wouldn't want to walk over grass, which is like, hey, that's so pleasant, and especially in summer, right? Because it's
Yeah.
cool and it has this nice sensation. But no, can you carry me over there? It's like, yes, okay.
39 Regis so far. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go for some Twitch time.
Exclamation mark Wombat to join this.
I'm playing this one as well, so let's see how far up I go or if I explode right in the first trap, which is what usually happens.
And now that the whole pooping thing, the air of the poop is gone, right? So,
well, let me share you something, Adrian. I've been doing a little
good.
side project of mine that I wanted to share with you, not in an official capacity at all. This is more of a curiosity.
Just between friends.
Just between friends and 106 people that are over here. I've been actually working on some arts for NFTs with wombats.
NFTs. What is an NFT? Can you explain to me? Because I don't know.
An
No,
NFT,
come on.
it's just a non-fungible token. This is the best explanation I can give you. Please don't do that to me. But what I can tell you is that I've been experimenting because I'm trying to practice more and more with art systems, not only generative AI, but Illustrator and all of that. And since I work here, I decided to give it a go with wombats. And I actually pitched it to the other Pedro saying, hey, I've been doing this. Do you think people would like to have a Spielworks made collection of the wombats that I've been creating? And I must say, I think they look pretty good.
Some people appreciate when you just do stuff, and you should do that, and you can do that in your private capacity, right? So feel free, because the Drive Lambos AI generated collection that I made has been nominated into being stakeable by a VIP level 7, right? It's mine. I don't want to advertise that because it will always look like it's rigged, and it's not, right? So that's the craziness that I basically came up with that one night when I was trying out launch bags, and then I made NFT. So it was all basically within 2 hours. I created a token launch on Launchbags, and I created this NFT collection, and I was just literally pestering DALL-E to give me. I just use DALL-E. I don't delve really deep because of time and stuff. But hey, you can. This can travel. This can go a long way.
Well, I created one that's called Wombat Thugs. I just thought of, cyberpunky mean wombats that if you look on the street with the right eye, they will just punch the living hell out of you.
Show it.
You want me to show it now?
Yeah. When? People?
Sure. I can show one. I think it's the best looking one. I can present, right?
You can present. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure which account you're logged in with, but I can always add it.
Yeah. So there it is. I think it looks good.
Oh.
The main little guy.
It looks. If I were to give you feedback on the ears look like maybe like a rat's ears a little bit too much, because wombats have smaller ears, right? And this was so difficult for AI to get the.
No, it's that in the hands. I mean, just to get something with hands is a nightmare, absolute total nightmare. From everything that I tried drawing and putting with AI, this is a mixture of AI and Illustrator. My favorite one was by far. Let me try and get it. My favorite one was by far this one, which is more of a vigilante look. I like Dark Knights, so I can always imagine like these guys strolling through the street and whooping your bottom, like, "Hey, you're not here to do crime. I'm a thug. I'm gonna kick your ass." So I've been experimenting with these, but yes, wombat ears in AI are terrible to get, as well as fingers.
They're a little bit better because they're not as pointy. They're rounder, right? So they're better.
But yes, this is what I've been experimenting on in my free time, is trying to get the grasp on how to engage AI and non-AI art.
But this is what's so cool, and I can't stop emphasizing this. This is what's so cool about the Wax ecosystem specifically, because now if you have the idea and you have the artwork. There's a lot you can do with built-in tools coming from NFT Hive or NFT blocks to Wax DAO to Launchbacks to like you can do so many things with your idea and basically just roll it out and push it out and launch a token for this, launch staking and whatnot. Right? There's so many things that you can do. Pepper stake and the dynamic NFT things. So we're going to be using a lot of that, or we have been using a lot of that, obviously, for Dungeon Master and other things. But we'll be using more of that even going forward because there's just so many amazing things that you can do with no coding. You don't need any tech skills. You don't need any coding. The only thing that you need is a Wax account and a lot of Wax to pay for the RAM and for all the stuff. Right.
Well, we'll see. For now, it's just a creative passion project, just trying to get more concepts in the fingers and try to create something cool. Don't forget the Twitchy Tides. You have to get the Twitchy Tides.
Of course, no, I'm not forgetting about this. Here we are.
51.
We have 51 people, so we're not even beating the first round. Okay, anyway, we'll do that because we need to call it at some point. But yeah, we'll do the same thing because we still have a bunch of these nice Wombat skins. And just in case, if for whatever reason Pop Paragon has managed to fix that, the thing still holds, right? It's going to be 10 million woof from myself if somebody manages to poop. Hearing myself say that, right? But sorry again. Yeah, but so that still stands. If not, then we'll move that to next week. There is the top 5 players will get a promo box, and the numbers 6 through 15 will get a Wombat skin.
Let's go.
Let's go. So I'll still count down from 5, just in case, right? Yeah, let's try. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Okay, so you know Wombats here.
Let me try and survive more than 10 seconds. Which I always die in the beginning.
Where are you?
I'm a Nemo, so I think I'm already dead. No, not yet. Where am I? I'm there. I'm in the middle, going bottom left. Yeah, go fishy.
Oh, Pop Paragon is playing as well. That's rigged now. If Pop Paragon wins, it's totally rigged.
I'm gonna go super spin as well. Just for the fun.
I don't know how, but I'm still not seeing you. What's this? What is the ape that Bury Your Dad has? It's cool.
I'm amazed. I've never lived so long in a Twitchy Tides game.
The cool thing is that the whole special commands, right? They add a certain level of skill to it as well, which I kind of like, because it makes it a little more interesting.
I think I'm gone now. Yeah, I'm gone. Damn it.
There's still 25 people left, so you're in the bottom half. Pedro, that's not a good performance.
Hey, it's better than being the first, 3 to die. Whilst we're waiting, everyone, this is my dog, one of them. She's small. Like a small doggo.
Nobody's looking at your camera right now. Everyone's looking
I
at
know,
Twitch, right?
everybody's looking at the Twitch Tides, but I always like to bring the doggos in. They're so cute. When she was younger, she used to sit
Everyone
on my
likes you
shoulder
because of the
whilst
dog
I worked.
now.
So, oh my god, Jericho just dodged a bullet with Canvas staying in the middle and Valkyr just spinning around.
Yeah, have you ever done some commentary stuff on sports?
I did it for League of Legends a long time ago. Long time ago. I was a little bit of a color caster.
So we already got our top 5.
Yes, but who will be the top one? Oof. That shark was so close. A Pedro Dog NFT. Well, I can try. I have some pictures of her. I can try and cartoon them. Don't you, baby? Time to go to the floor. Let's go.
So we're deciding this between Gucci Gaming and Valkyria. Whoa. Okay. Gucci Gaming is one.
So close.
Okay, so we've got Gucci Gaming, Valkyria, Bury Your Dead, Canvas, and Jericho getting a promo box each, and then we've got Notorious Ninja, Fawn YT, Buzz King, Tissues, Aish, Polaris, Deathlord, AKCP, Shiba Seeker, and Naznara getting a wombat skin each.
Congrats, everyone.
GG's. And by the way, I just saw you turn kids are here. 36.
36 is a new record.
Yeah.
Next objective is top 20.
All right. So that's that. Yeah, so Valkyria had the wombat fish, so that clearly meant like something because they're winners, right? It just wasn't showing it yet.
Well, everyone, thank you for having me here. It's always good. Remember, Wombatium is the way, not Wombatiums.
People were ecstatic about seeing you here. So, Pedro,
I'm a member, so I'm here with them as well.
If everyone is like a lot more excited about having Pedro and Pedro here, well, the Pedros can manage without me. Pedro.
We'll take over the tavern one day without telling anyone. We'll just like put a stamp on your face with ours, like Pedro and Pedro, the new tavern.
I guess that some people would wish for a 24-hour stream where you and Pedro would each take over a shift. Well, so it wouldn't have to be. It wouldn't have to be just Matt, Olga, and myself. With 8 hours
Vote for
each.
Pedro shirts.
Like, I mean, to me, streaming 2 hours is nice, but vote for Pedro.
We'll make it. Well,
that would
we'll
be cool. Who should come on stream for how long?
We'll make a cooking stream or an IRL with AMAs and special guests. My son. It would be amazing for the baby
24-hour
like,
stream.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you as a dad of a small child, you would have to time that really well.
No, my wife would need serious negotiation on that, just to allow me to be 24 hours in front of the computer.
No, you don't have to do 24 hours. You just do your shift, right? So last time it was I started this at that time, and I did 8 hours straight from there. And then I think Matt took over, and then Olga for 8 hours during the night, and then Olga had the morning shift. So that was each of us had to do 8 hours.
Well, we'll discuss that. But sadly, I have a meeting that I need to go to.
All right. So I'll do the raid. Thanks, Pedro, for coming on. People were like really happy having you. And we'll get back to the pooping next week. So
yeah.
Thanks a lot, Peter.
See you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so the typical question at the end of every stream that we do is, who are we going to be rating today? And as always, I just see a lot of weird stuff that is not relatable. I see NFT dealers live. And a lot of other people. But playing a lot of things that I don't... This is not... HODL, H-I-L. 5-minute master. Who do you want? NFT dealer. HODL, H-I-L. HODL Hill. Playing marbles. Who plays marbles when they can play Twitchy Tides? No, marbles still good. And HODL Hill. Only has 6 viewers right now, so that would be nice for them. Pop Paragon wants to raise his side of the poop bounty to 100 million. Woof! Are you crazy? Don't overdo it. I'll look really bad on this, Pop Paragon. Crazy. Okay. So next week, that means, right? Pop Paragon. I have to do it too. Let me think of that. Let me think. Where will I get all the woof? So next week it is Magic. So a lot of people go ahead and buy your skins, upgrade them to rare, so you can poop next week. Okay, so maybe we'll have to adjust the rules for this many woof, right, that it doesn't go all at once. But anyway, we'll discuss that, Pop Paragon and I, what the rules for that should be. If it's 100 plus. Okay. And just coming back to the rating thing. Do you want to see Huddle Hill playing marbles, or do you prefer 5-Minute Master? What should it be? 5-Minute Master? 5-Minute Master. So let's go with Huddle Hill. We've never rated Huddle Hill, so let's go with them. And we'll see how that turns out. And say hello. And then, yeah, but Funkin, you can join the raid. And then we'll see. So say hello. Have a great raid, and see you all next week. There's gonna be tomorrow we'll be announcing a new partnership for Tap Monsters. There's gonna be Burning this week, not on a stream but offline. There's a lot of stuff going on again. So keep playing, keep crushing it. And next week we'll definitely see some pooping live. So it's gonna be awesome. So have fun. Say hello to Huddle Hill, and see you next week. Thanks a lot for being on stream. It was a lot of fun. See you next time.